What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining us for another episode of The Collectors. You may recognize this guy and this room. Michael, thanks for having us back at the house.
Yeah, welcome back.
All right, so in this episode, we're going to do things a little bit differently. I've been wanting to kind of incorporate some stuff other than just showing collectors stuff off to you guys here. In this episode, I'm really excited to do because Michael's going to take us through, if you guys watched his episode on some of his toy the customizations he's done on some of his action figures and the really cool stuff he's did on his Gundam models. It's really impressive skills that I don't have. So today we're going to go through and show some tips on how to customize your toys, stuff you have. If you guys want to get into the model building, technique should apply. We're going to go through all levels of stuff. We're also going to have Jason Bogle, who was also on one of the other episodes, doing some of his custom tips that he's had as well. So without further ado, let's get into it and show them how to do some cool stuff with their toys.
Awesome, cool. Okay, so we're going to show you a couple different kinds of kits, different sizes, some that are just built and right out the box, and some that are crazy paint jobs, and some with weathering effects. So just to give you some examples of what we can do. So these guys right here are, he's totally out the box, not messed with, not painted. These two other guys right here are, he's totally painted, but still super clean. And then this one is a little bit of paint. I only painted the copper, but that's pretty much right out the box. Okay. So still look really cool, but we're going to show you a bunch of things to bring them to the next level, I guess.
All right, cool. So the guy in the back here, this dude, he's not painted at all?
He's not painted at all. He's just right out the box, like that's how he comes. That was like my first one, so it's not great, but it just shows you how rad they can look even on your very first build. So this is like a mega-sized RX, so he's from the original Gundam series, but as you can tell, I really just painted him and made him as clean as I could. Just gave him a lot of gold, a lot of royal colors, but it's really just what painting a couple pieces then assembling can look like. It's dramatically different. It looks really fancy, but it's really just a bunch of simple techniques all put together.
So did he come out pretty much all kind of gray, or did he have this red in the shield?
He's almost all white with a little blue, yellow, and red. So I went in and made all the blue, black, all of the yellow, gold, you know. So as you can see, like all these water effects are just wash effects, which we're going to talk about today. The bullet holes and bullet dents is another thing we're going to talk about today. Weathering the metal and making it look scuffed and aged. These are all things that we're going to do today that are very simple, and you can do it with action figures and models. This is going to be our little Gundam guy we're going to mess with today. This is just a little figure. It's not really a kit, so you can do this with any action figure. But this is just some before shots so you can see all of his potential, especially under here. We're going to work with a lot of stuff with these feet, for example, and you'll see why I'm showing you this.
Now he's made completely out of plastic, right?
This is all plastic. His little arm comes off and stuff, so you can get up in there. The very first thing we're gonna do is you basically want to hold off on all the dirty and weather effects, kind of more towards the end. So we're gonna do some bullet holes and dents. So what I'm gonna do is take this dude, and this is just a felt pin, and I'm gonna kind of make some marks where I know I want dents and bullet holes. So like here, here, you kind of want to go in a spray line. So if a gun was shooting, it would be pop, 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 pop. So I typically do them in the line of a spray, catching the edges. Here. This is where all of the hits will happen. Okay, so now we're ready to get into doing some dents. So got a standard Dremel here. This is just kind of like the regular little drill bit. It just kind of looks like a little weird metal ball on the end of a tip. So it's pretty small. It's kind of like the proportions of a bullet hole onto him. So that's kind of what you want to go for. Every material is different. If it's a soft plastic, obviously goes slower. This is a little denser, so not too fast, not too slow, but just kind of feel it out and get a feel for it. So in the process, some of his parts came off, but it's okay. So I kind of just take a tweezer and clean them up, get all that like plastic off. You know, pick up all his pieces. It's kind of cool to break them into parts, kind of makes them a little easier to work with.
Yeah, I mean, basically when you're building these, I learned about Gundam first time ever when we filmed your episode, so now I've kind of gotten into it a little bit myself, not building them, but I mean, ultimately you're building a replica of a war machine.
Right.
So they should have some. Yeah, they should have some damage to them, unless you're going for the Gundam assembly line.
It's just like it's like Star Wars, you know, like the original Star Wars looks great because it's dirty and functional. So if it's too clean, it doesn't look like you use it. It doesn't look real. So now you can see where all of our little dents are, bullet holes, really quick, right? Okay. So now we're going to get into another layer. So basically, when a bullet would hit this metal, it would chip the paint and it would expose the steel underneath. So we need to go in and put some silver paint into these dents to make it look like it broke the surface. This is just regular Testor's silver. It's awesome. Okay. I kind of just take whatever was stuck to the cap and use that because it's such a small amount. So I kind of have a different array of brushes here, super tiny, medium liners, some wide ones, but you'll notice that some of them are dirty. Some of them I keep clean because they're soft and they work like that, but sometimes I actually let the paint dry and it makes the brush really hard and stiff and it makes really cool scratch effects. So this is totally intentional and it works really well. Okay, so a little silver and then just kind of go right inside of those. So instantly you see how it looks like it dented the metal and exposed the steel underneath. Super easy, super simple. I've never really done a super tiny one like this, so it's kind of really cool for me too because I'm just using effects that I know on a brand new figure, so I'm kind of learning too. Even those parts that are left on there, like the plastic that gets pushed up, I'll paint that too because it looks like metal hanging out. This brush is $2 and the paint's $2. It's like, why wouldn't you? Yeah, bullet holes. Yeah. Nice. So just a few. You can do as many as you want. Sometimes I load them up and I make them sprayed, you know, real heavy. But you could also make the Dremel go all the way through the metal and then it'll actually look like a pierced hole. But I'm just messing with dents with this one.